This company is known for making oil perfumery. And if you know, I'm a perfume connoisseur, I'm a perfume maker, and I like to collect my incense, I like to collect my perfume. What you're seeing here, you're seeing a leather pouch made out of either Giselle or cow skin or camel skin, usually, either one of these three. And what you do is you fill it up with some sort of essential oil that you're trying to age. Let me see if I could shine some light on this. And when you put it in, see if I could see how this is all supposed to be full from all the way up here to all the way down here. And because it has been aging, what it allows to do essentially, it allows some of the humidity to escape the skin, allowing the oil to become even more concentrated over time. So instead of this being filled all the way to the top of the rim right here, you see after 50 years, this has been aging in this pouch for 50 years. For 50 years, this has been getting older and older and older, and uh, the it had been evaporating and is becoming thicker. I want to open for this for you guys, but I did not buy a crystal for it yet. What is a crystal? A crystal is self-defined, like it defines itself. It's a crystal that you would use very similar to how you guys like to store your alcohol and your fancy alcohol in containers, crystal containers like that. We have crystals that come in different sizes, and this size or bigger. And you would open this and you would dump it in the crystal. But since I don't have a crystal yet, I still have not, I don't have I won't be opening it because then I don't have a place to put it. But all of this is cork. And then on top, there is some uh, wax that they have put on here. So the best way is to bring a nice knife and heat it up very, very hot and cut through this here into a V so you don't get the cork to fall into pieces and fall into the oil. Because if you drink wine, you know that the last thing you want is to get that cork inside of your oil or inside of your drink. It changes the flavor, it changes the smell and everything. So there's a very specific way of opening this without screwing it up for the experience. Once I get this crystal, I will definitely be opening it up in front of you guys and pouring it out and giving you a review of how it smells. And maybe I will give some gifts away. I will put some in bottles and give them some away for some of the viewers and the listeners who have a lot of interest in oil. Now, this wouldn't be typically used on its own. This could be used on its own as like a tip here and a tip that to fragrant yourself. But this, because it's so concentrated and it's so aged and it's so special, it would be more used as a blend. You would blend it with other oils to enhance the flavors and the scents until you achieve something fully comprehensive that achieves all the scents that you want to get. But this supposedly going to be very ambery, very leathery, very musky. We'll see how that's gonna smell here after I open. I can't smell anything other than just the leather itself. You can smell it's just leather. So I thought you guys would be excited about this because you guys did ask me to get it. I was like, if you guys would want me to open it and explain it to you guys and teach you some things about the Middle East and what things are used for historically. Now, amber and minsk are all things that are mentioned by the Prophet, and Muslims believe that these are scents that are quite available in heaven. And because they're quite available in heaven, they believe some of the martyrs, if you're martyred, your blood on the day of judgment would smell like amber and would smell like musk and would smell like uh, stuff like that. So it kind of holds a very important place for Arabs and Muslims. And these are scents that have been used for thousands of years. So they are not fully modern by any sense of the meaning, and making them is not easy. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This was my banter for this morning. I thought you guys would appreciate knowing something new. But let's get to the news, okay? Let's get to the news with some Hormuz news you can use. Stephen Colbert, if you are available to come on my podcast, please do. We would love to have you. You're an amazing person, a good American, one of good Catholics I like too. So let's do a collaboration, okay? Meanwhile, I don't know if you guys are subscribed to Malcolm or not, but I hope you are. He is raising awareness, and I'm also raising awareness. Legally, I'm for the first time able to apply for my U.S. citizenship here in the United States, and I need your help to make that happen. We are fundraising $6,000 to pay a lawyer and pay the fees for my U.S. citizenship. Consider becoming a paid subscriber, donating to my Venmo, donating to my Cash App or my PayPal. All of those things help a ton. If you can't afford becoming a paid subscriber, you could do me a huge favor by supporting my YouTube content. It generates a lot of income, it generates a lot of support, and your likes, comments, and shares help more than you think. Now let's get to the news. Pakistan is working to bring the US and Iran to negotiation table and prevent efforts to undermine the peace process, according to the country foreign ministry. As of the 60-day MOU deadline is set to expire on Sunday. Oh my God, the MOU deadline is set to expire on Monday. The MOU has expired a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Since the whole point of the MOU was no bullshit. Nothing happened. Pakistani Interior Minister has visited Tehran to discuss with the Iranian officials as part of the mediation efforts to halt the US Israel war and unblock the Strait of Hormuz. US President His Majesty and Excellency Baba Trump, the strongest man on the planet, says the situation with Iran is going fine, telling reporters at the Joint Base Andrew that the US forces are in total control of the Strait of Hormuz. They're so in control of the Strait of Hormuz. We have 100 ships passing. No, just kidding. We only had 8 ships pass through the Strait of Hormuz in and out together, counting all the ships in and out through the Strait of Hormuz yesterday was 8 ships. I don't know if before the war it was 150 ships. Those ships can carry between 500,000 to 4 million barrels of oil a tank. We need that oil, Baba. We need that oil, yeah. Who do we need to talk to? We need that oil to pass. We need the oil to pass. We need to fix the economy. We need to stop this war. But Trump doesn't want to look bad. We should make him a cake. We call it the victory cake and make him a party and tell him this is your war victory. Khalas, let's come back home. Mission accomplished, like George Bush has done. He did, but he didn't come back. George Bush did not come back. Anyways, let's do mission accomplished. Let's do a mission accomplished and come back. Khalas. You wasted all the missiles. You wasted maybe $1 trillion, $2 trillion. Khalas. What do you need more? What else do you need? What? I'm trying to smell if the thing left any smell on my fingers. No. Give him a pizza with a fork and knife. He likes to eat his pizza with a fork and knife. Give him a pizza. Give him a Saudi Burger King. No, he doesn't like Burger King. Give him a Saudi McDonald's. Saudi Arabia, send Donald Trump a portable McDonald's, please. Maybe he will end the war that way. No, it was worth a try. Now, Israel is continuing its attack on neighboring countries and Gaza and Lebanon, West Bank. No, nothing stopped them. Send him a Jinni. Maybe we'll do that. Why not? Maybe Jinni will do some work. I'm seeing if there's any breaking news that's worth breaking for you guys. Malcolm said earlier, today is a very slow day for the Middle East. I'm not trying to jinx it. Because today I have a nerve block, so I have an operation I need to do. I have a surgery on my left shoulder, April 22nd. I had in my recovery, I pinched a nerve in my right hip that has caused my right thigh to be on fire almost 24/7. So today I have a nerve block, so I'll be gone later on in the day to take care of my medical needs and my personal needs as usual. But hopefully, this nerve block will solve this pinch problem that has caused this burning sensation to be around 24/7. So I hope you understand they won't be available all for the rest of the day, but we'll be back. We'll be back. Let's see if you guys have any questions. Any questions? No questions. Do do genies really give you three wishes in Islam? No. That's just what the stories are. There's nothing about three wishes in genies. You can do magic with a capital K and involve genies in it, but it does not, that costs Muslim. Usually, people who deal with jinn believe that there is a cost that you pay indirectly, and the jinn chooses that cost without telling you what it would cost you. So, say that you say, I want to become a billionaire, and the jinn gives you that. They take something else away from you. So, they might give you the billions of dollars, but they might make your son or daughter uh like just might take away your son or daughter, God forbid, or might take away your ability of walking or take away your vision. The cost of making a deal with a jinn doesn't come with the receipts ahead of time. It comes the cost comes afterwards, and it's too late for you to know what. Now it doesn't. I'm not telling you to believe in all of that, but it's just what the cost of making deals with jinn. And there are jinn that believe in God, and there are jinn that don't follow God's orders, and yeah, it's just stuff like that that are quite interesting. A little like a deal with the devil, yes. Well, the devil came from jinn, or was a jinn that was so pious he was considered an angel. And then God asked him to bow to Adam in Islam, and he refused, so he was kicked out of heaven for refusing to bow to Adam when God created Adam. In Islam, he asked all of his creatures and creations to bow to Adam, and the only one to refuse was the devil, Satan. And that was the guy that asked him, why do you bow to me but not to Adam? And he says, you created me from fire and you created him from mud, and therefore I won't bow to anything made out of mud. And that's how he was kicked out, according to the Islamic story. Are they associated with particular places, bodies of water, etc.? Yes, bodies of water, abandoned homes, the middle of the forests, deserts have places that usually don't have a lot of humans, and then bathrooms, graves. Those are the places where Jen likes to hang out. I'm not preaching this belief. I'm just explaining the belief. I just want people to know. Clash of the Titans style. So, a lot of people think Arabian Nights, 1001 Arabian Nights, has like the full explanation of the Middle East. And I would say it has a full explanation of the Middle East from a Western perspective that might be missing in Middle Eastern lens here or there. Because from my understanding that uh so here's the problem with 1001 Arabian Nights, right? It's a combination of Middle Eastern, Indian tales and Chinese tales, put all as the East stories. Um, and when the West starts putting it together, they start making it cute or they start making changes, facts, and details to make it easier to explain to Western audiences, which then makes it even less accurate in some aspects when it comes to culture and identity and accuracy. So if you read Edward Said, the founder of the definition of Orientalism, would he would hardly criticize Arabian 1001 Arabian Nights. I'll give you an example. Aladdin is a story of a Chinese character with a Chinese story with Arabic characters taking place in half India, half Egypt. So like some of the infrastructure is Taj Mahal, the turbans, the certainly Indian. Some of the clothes, certainly Pakistani, Indian, Afghani. And then the architecture is half Afghani. And then when they go deep in the desert, you find some. Uh, are there any pyramids in Aladdin? Yeah. So they have pyramids, but the architecture is Indian and the clothes is Indian, the characters are Arab, and the story is Chinese. Like that's exactly what the problem is with Orientalism, is that they try to squeeze so much stuff about the East in one story that they change it so much that it's not accurate. And the West think that's exactly what the Middle East looks like. And it's not. It is a melting pot. We do have a lot of cultures melting together, but there is distinctions. There are things that separate these identities. There's fine lines, and they're all mixed in together. In fact, in one of the videos where Genie is dancing and acting like he was washing his body and stuff, he pulled a script, and I'm not a practicing Muslim, I'm an atheist, I'm not offended. Took a script, and the script has a part of one of the verses from the Quran, and he takes the scripts and he wipes his ass with it. Orientalism is not solving a problem. People who explain the Middle East without explaining nuances, without looking at details, without understanding like the full context, miss the full picture, and people then make assumptions and then start thinking about certain people in certain ways without, like thinking about it much. And it starts this way. It starts very small with making changes to stories, with combining different identities with, and then presenting it one way to the West so they can have one vision of the Middle East or the Eastern world. And then we wonder why everyone wants very simple solutions to very complicated problems. If you want to understand why we have so many problems regarding the East and the West, you really need to take a time and read Orientalism by Edward Said. Modern book, modern professor, died in the last 30, 40 years. And very well respected in his field. And if you want to learn a thing or two about misconceptions and what you can do to prevent those misconceptions from being played on you, Edward Said does a better job than I do explaining the situation. So take a minute and find Edward Said. His books shouldn't be that expensive, and you can definitely find it in audiobook. That's why a lot of ignorant people believe. That's why a lot of people believe Sikhs are Muslims. I mean, that's one of the things. Yeah, I mean, remember when I was very frustrated with the company that was doing my design for my new shirt? They literally put a Muslim in a Sikh turban, and I was just like, yeah, the problem is there. Turbans are different. Turbans do not look the same. They have different meanings. They have different purposes and different wraps for different cultures and societies. And assuming that everyone is just the same doesn't make sense. Give me 1 second. Voila. Wait to come here. View. Thumbnail. You gotta do some stuff here for you guys. More special offer, free trial. Yes. Continue to everyone. Send. Yes. I'm not frozen. I was just fixing something. Here you go. We're all set. One off. Trump says U.S. is to keep total control over the Strait of Hormuz. That's as of 2 minutes ago. Our great president, His Majesty Baba Trump, the strongest man alive, reiterates his claims that the U.S. is in control of the Strait of Hormuz. I quote, USA has total control over the Strait of Hormuz. I think we will keep it. Our naval blockades is being called by everyone a wall of steel. And there's nothing Iran can do about it. Why is he like always like to pronounce weird things in a weird way? Somalia, Iran, China. Everything is pronounced interestingly with Donald Trump. They don't even have a control over a plate of hummus. That's right. Or baba ganoush. They can't even order a they can't even order a plate of hummus or baba ganoush. You know, soldiers in at sea for 250 days. Mashallah. 250 days in the sea. No port, no alcohol, no bars, no restaurants, no parks, just the ocean. And sometimes you don't even, depending on what your job is, you may not even see the sun to see the ocean to begin with. We want our kids and daughters and friends and brothers and sisters back from this war safely. The more that we spend time and money out there, the more we risk the lives of our of sons and daughters and fellow U.S. citizens. Which country makes the best hummus, in my own opinion? The Levant region. Levant region wasn't a country for a very long time. It was a region. The Levant is known for its hummus. It's hummus. You guys know I like to say hummus. It's hummus. And baba ganoush and hamara. Appetizers, in terms of appetizers, I haven't seen people do more appetizers than people in the Levant. Levant, if you don't know what the Levant region is, Levant is Syria, Lebanon, Palestine, and Jordan. All of these are considered the Levant. They're known for their hummus, they're known for appetizers, they're known for food. You making me hungry today. Persian food is good. Persian food is good. I didn't say it's not. Bamia. Oh, I make you the best bamia. I make the best bamia. Yesterday, I made the Saudi dish. I made the Saudi national dish. I made kabsa for my friend who is visiting from Saudi Arabia. And I told you, how do you guys like my new background? This is real, by the way. This is no, this is not camera. Yeah, we spent hours and hours yesterday making, turning this room a little bit into less reflective sound. We still have a lot more work to do. And we still have some anti-sound reflective material that we need to put up, but we're working to make sure that sound comes out clear, not a lot of reverberation, and things will be getting better. The sound will even be better, hopefully, in the future. So your funds and supports and investments are going directly back to the podcast to give you better product, give you better services, and give you a better experience. And your support makes that possible. We are solely funded and supported by listeners and readers like you, and your support makes this work possible and supports small businesses. So my friend that I hired to help me do all of this is a small business. We don't go big corporations. We make things happen and we support other people, businesses, so they can grow with us. I believe that if you grow, you should help other people grow with you. Otherwise, you would be selfish. When Don, yeah, it's really good. The egg boxes are really good for the sound. Yeah, but we were able to do it with good, reasonable prices. That's the nice thing about hiring a professional. They can find ways to save you money if you hire the correct professional. The one I went to helped me do this on a budget without breaking my pocket. So that's the most important thing, right? Wait, what looks ridiculous? You don't like the background? Janduro? What's Janduro? Oh, the egg cartons. Look. I'm like, you don't like this? Well, there will be more lights coming. Yeah, there will be a lot more stuff coming. So stay tuned. Continue to support the channel because we are dependent on your support. So yeah, you make this happen. It's all of your fault. I am on here because of you. Poor Malcolm. Today, him and his podcast not doing so well. The the podcast is doing so well. I meant his internet is not doing so well, or his computer is not doing so. We'll get that fixed for him. I'll see if I can have my friend help him out. See, get him a good. See what we could do. I know Malcolm doesn't have a big budget, but we'll see if we could help him out. He deserved the help. Here you go. Here's one. Here's two. Ever been to the King's Cup camel race? No, but I've watched it. Camel races are usually out in the middle of nowhere, and they are in usually in Riyadh. And I lived in Jeddah, so I would have had to take at least a 10-hour trip by car or a 2-hour, 3-hour flight by plane. And I don't think that was on my family's top priority. Formula One has is a new one. I haven't seen the Formula One race cars because you can say easily that the Formula One car races are new. And I left the kingdom back in 2013, 2014. So it's been a minute. Content. On 30, 65. Snorline. Here you go. We want to change this one. Library. Gotta save this. And then go back here. Update. This should go. And then this one. Thumbnail. Save photos. I don't know why, but YouTube likes to act up. So if you don't go and put YouTube in its place right away, it doesn't show up nice. And if you ask Substack to upload your video right away, it never uploads. So if you take a second to get it all done right, it's better. There is some news here. Let's see if it's worth it. The attacks on Mocha are very serious because it signals that Ansar Allah, the Houthi armed group militia, is escalating their military operation not only to uh, target the Saudi shipping in the Red Sea, but also to target the players on the ground. The internationally recognized Yemeni government, with which is working with the Saudi government to try to regain control of Yemen from the grip of Ansar Allah. Now, I have to remind you, a lot of people are looking at that particular group that's getting help from the Saudi government as outsiders, especially that they're seeking outside help at the moment and they're using the Saudi military to attack Yemen. But what we're seeing on the ground is the fact that, speaking militarily, the Ansar Allah Houthis are the powerhouse on the ground, just like the Iranians are the powerhouse in the Strait of Hormuz. They have ballistic missiles. They are able to target the port of Mocha, where they say that they have targeted uh, command headquarters and also targeted weapon depot that were being built by the Saudis. They claim that number of Saudi military officials were also killed in that last attack in the port of Mocha. You have military operations being launched from the Ansar Allah group across the country and the area that are under control of the Yemeni army, including the eastern government, hard Mount Hadramaut, the eastern government of Hadramaut and Marib, the stronghold of the stronghold internationally recognized Yemen government forces. So this is basically saying that the military operations launched by Al Houthi are able to reach all of the government buildings from the stronghold of the Saudi-backed government from Yemen. What is coming in the next coming weeks or months, according to experts, is an all-out civil war. I said it in Malcolm's podcast that the situation in Yemen is dire, that the Yemeni own the escalation ladder, that the Saudis got their ass whooped the first time, and they begged the Houthis to establish a ceasefire back then. Now, if you have established ceasefire and you're the one that begged for it and you come to break it, no one is going to feel any sympathy toward you because you're the one that broke that ceasefire. You didn't have anyone telling you to break that ceasefire. No one hit you and told you have to break that ceasefire. So the Saudis are now in deep shit. Why? Because now instead of having the Strait of Hormuz closed, now they have Bab and Mandab closed. That's all of their income. Khalas, that's it. What do you do next? What you need to do is the Saudis need to come down and apologize to the Houthis. whether they like it or not. That's the reality. Why? The Houthis have long memory and they want revenge just like the Iranians do. And I told you guys, Iran was waiting for more escalations to happen to let the Houthis do whatever they want. They were keeping the Houthis as a trump card. And I said this maybe 4 or 5 months ago. They're keeping the Houthis as a trump card because as soon as they touch Bab al Mandab, everyone will struggle. Everyone will struggle. All right. I think this is it for me today. I have to get ready for my podcast, for my nerve block and other things. Wish me luck. I love your faces. I'll see you tomorrow. This was Get Informed with Wajeeh. I'm Wajeeh Lion. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, remember, you may not fuck with politics, but politics will always fuck with you. Thank you very much.